Hello and welcome to Hero Mode Audio Chronicles episode 64, Nintendo 64. I'm your host, Curtis Hunt, and with me again is Leeland Stone.
Hello.
And we got special guests, Tommy Took a Look and Drake Stone.
Special guest appearance, Drake Stone.
Sitting, chilling in the background, sitting back like a management position.
Dropping his rattles.
You know, taking calls, dealing, making deals. You know, getting shit done behind the scenes.
You're in charge, buddy. Go.
So yeah, what you been up to this past few days, weeks? I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
No.
We
we did the last recording.
Yeah.
Oh, Thanksgiving. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Whole family thing.
Mad feed turkey.
Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah, getting real sleepy. Fuck, it's a good feed though, and it's good to like get out and like. Well, I mean, it's one thing to always go around and bay and all that, but it's good. It's good now and then, and get a good meal out of it.
Mm-hmm. Big feed.
Yep, turkey guts. Other than that, there was the fucking presidential debate was last night.
I didn't see it.
No, you mentioned, but like I gotta give you my impression on a few things, like because you really didn't miss a whole lot, honestly. Like it's really interesting the way this whole thing's gone, because it's hardly a debate. Like they don't really discuss any topics. They barely answer any of the questions. They just fucking bash each other and just talk shit about each other. Like every fucking thing is like, yeah, well, she's a fucking liar and she did this, and is like, and she's like, and he's lying and he's not credible. Check my website, check the facts, and just like, and
not like these are the things that are, you know, threatening our livelihood. You know,
how are you gonna deal with this?
How would you deal with this?
I'll tell you what,
well,
she's not gonna deal
asshole.
with it. Yeah, just like, well, she's not gonna deal with it. You know, like it's, I don't know, but it's like great TV. Because it's basically like...
But see, that's not great TV to me.
It is, like, though. Like, because it did, like, crazy numbers, you know, 4
that
billion
doesn't mean
people.
it's great TV. That just means the fucking mindless masses are fucking waiting and watching.
But that's what I'm saying. That's TV, right? Like, you can't deny, like, the performance. And now, I know... And because to say great TV, I know what you're saying. Like, a great example was, like, the movie... You know movie Wild Hogs?
I know of it. I've never seen it.
No, of course not. But a lot of people did. a lot of people did. And at the time, in the theaters, I can't remember what movie exactly was out at the same time. But, you know, I should have looked this up just to get the dates to see what came out at the same time. Because then you'd be like, oh, really? But Wild Hogs killed it in the box office compared to this, you know, other more, like, critically acclaimed, we'll say, more actual, like, academically good movie.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what is good? Which is, I did talk about that documentary Exit Through the Gift Shop before. Remember the...
Yeah, you told me about it.
Talks about Banksy and all that. Like, they talk a lot about... Well, it's kind of a lot about what is good. How do you define something, what its value, and if it's, like, worth looking at, especially when you're talking about art, because it's so, like, subjective and ridiculous, right? But... And that, at the end of that documentary, it kind of just leaves you open with the question is like, maybe it is worth it. Because, like, this guy kind of just understood the business and the appeal and kind of rips it off the whole time. Or rips it off at the end. So he's not really, like, an original artist. He just, like, buys people's stuff and then hawks it as this, like, high-end art piece. But at the same time, it's like, there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. Like, he just kind of made this weird kind of business out of it. And it's successful. So it's like, is there anything wrong with what he's doing? Because it works. He sold out his fucking gallery show, and, like, people were just talking about how amazing it was. Like, he promised 100 original pieces of art to the first 100 people in. And it was like, as they were building the stuff that day to figure it out for the gallery show, they're like, oh, what are we going to do? And he was like, I want you to get, like, 100 Xerox black and white photos of Marilyn Monroe. And they just, like, lined them all up. And he just got in an office chair with a spray can. And just, like, sprayed and got pushed down the line and just sprayed across all of them. So now they're all 100 original pieces. And that was the And people fucking loved it. Like, so it's like, what's wrong with it? In a sense of like, what's good, what's bad, right? And it's hard to judge because junk food sells. Like, that's what I was saying to someone before. Like, yeah, I know, like, a lot of stuff I really, really do not like does really, really well. And it took me a while to kind of get over it and kind of think more like, well, you know, everything isn't fuck caviar. Everything isn't, like, the high quality, the best it's supposed to be, like, in the high-end academic sense, you know. I like a hamburger as much as I like steak. I like McDonald's dirty burger as much as, like, you know, a fancy whatever. Taste is subjective. Like, some of my favorite movies and games are bad games, right? But it's just like they've got this almost like specific like personal appeal in a sense. So yeah, I can't remember how we got onto that. Oh yeah, because it makes good TV. Because fuck, so many people are watching it. So it's like that's what I mean. Like it makes for good TV because they're selling ads like madness. Like they're selling that, making money hand over fist. And I think that's what a lot of it is. It's the business of the media that this creates. Like, it's been such a build-up for fucking so long. All these people have been hearing these two people talk back and forth. Now it's like, they're literally going to be in the same room talking to each other, and we get to watch this. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to watch. It's fucking, you know, it's a fight night, but verbal. Like, and that's the way it's presented as far as I can tell. It's like, there's referees.
Versus.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, round one, and then they're just like, rah, 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 rah. Like,
who won?
Yeah, and there's like, it's even almost like there's after the bell hits because they're supposed to be given 2 minutes and stop. 2 minutes and stop. And they're going over, and other ones are complaining at each other that he went over, you didn't say nothing to him. And Donald Trump's like getting right pissy, like, and complaining about it all, like, but it appeals to people in this way where it feels like he's being real, like he's being more real about the situation, but the way I see it, he was just being like a bitch, just complaining that, like, you know, like, this is not fair, like,
I have no fucking faith in any of that.
But this is the thing too, like, so you say you never watched it, right? And I normally wouldn't watch it. Carolyn, like, was like, yeah, I'd like to watch it, and I said, fuck it, we'll do it. And but I'm telling you, it's so appealing now too, because you wouldn't even need to know any issues to watch it and understand and be entertained, because they don't talk about any of the issues that are involved politically.
Talking about the issue.
They just talk about shit that the other person's done. So it's literally like two people just like airing dirty laundry on each other and bitching and like calling each other liars. That's all it was. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this election year has been such a spectacle because that's all it's been.
But because that's been all it's been, fucking scares the shit out of me.
Well, yeah.
In regards to, like, that's going to be a shit show. Because, like, you have no clear goals of either one of them.
No.
And
they
so
back and forth.
You don't really know if either one of them has any, like, idea of how to address anything other than bashing the other person.
Yeah, but people don't care because they're tuning in to fucking see that fight and just, like, and there was, like, Trump would, like, drop these almost, like, one-liner comments and then there'd be the big uproar from, like, part of the crowd, like, cheering. Yeah. And then,
no, he didn't!
Yeah, and the moderators would be like, please, no cheering, like, you know. It seemed a little bit stilted against Donald Trump in the, like, all the Fox cast and everything, right? But at so many points, it's like, yeah, obviously it is, because you're being, like, a tool here. Like, you're just running over everything, like, going over time, talking shit, like, not answering the question, not staying on topic. You know, just evading. Just talking shit. Like, it was, I don't know, man. It's disconcerting to see, like, these are supposed to be the big world leaders, and, like, they just can't concentrate. They're so stuck on bickering and just talking retarded. Oh, like,
talking smack.
It was one of the big epic throwdown moments I found was that Trump had a point where he was like, if I'm elected, he's like, I'm getting a special investigation force to look into your whatever case, and it's like talking about, like, if I was the lawmaker in this country, you'd be in jail, like, so basically threatening, like, if I win, you're going to jail.
Oh, so retarded.
Yeah, like, madness. But meanwhile, we're up here like fucking
sup.
Yeah, free weed next 420. This Carolyn was actually looking into some of the legislature, like docs and like articles that were about legalization going on. And because I mentioned a few things to her here and there, and then she looked, she was like, yeah, there's actually a lot of stuff here saying, like, it's supposed to be coming in the spring. Like, that's when it all kind of rolls out. So I'm like, I remember reading the thing ages ago, and it was like, the way it's going to happen is it actually going to happen? It's literally going to kick in on 420. Which, if that happens, it'll be surreal. I'll be like, is this a big joke?
Life?
Seriously, like, with everything that's going on in the States being so cartoonish, and then fucking you're telling me Canada's going to legalize it on 420, like, is this written by, like, a college kid? Like, is this, like, a junior writer staff fucking meeting, and this is how they plotted out everything's going to happen politically for the next couple of years? Like, it's a trip. Like, it's madness. But, at the same time, one interesting point I found, and it made, like, a cool dynamic between the two of them in the debate. They started talking about some of Donald Trump's tax strategies and his ways to evade charges and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I use them. Like, of course I do. He's like, I tell you what, if you win, it's not going to change. He's like, you were in office, and how come you didn't do anything about it then? You knew they existed. And he's like, because all your constituents are using the same things that I'm using. And they're like, so did you do it? And he's like, yeah, because I could. And he's like, and I'll still use it unless you take it away as the lawmakers and close it off so it can't be done. But you're not going to do it because you're in bed with people who want it. So he was like, to me it was like, for a minute there, it was like Frankenstein versus his own monster. Like, he was like, I'm a product of what you fucking made in this country. I'm successful because you made it so people like me are successful. Right? Like, all the shit that I've done that you're accusing me of, it's your fault that it's there.
So I'm only assuming that when if he gets it, then he's going to keep that in place because it made him rich.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So it's not going to change.
Yeah, he's already, like, apparent. And I'm talking ignorance because I don't really read into much of the shit. But from what some of the stuff said, it's like he's apparently got more plans to favor wealthy, like, tax breaks and stuff like that. But his whole thing is that he wants to encourage business owners to develop more here. Right? And you know what? But there's so many sides to all these giant issues. It all depends on how you looked at it. Because I think this might even be part of what that was from. But in a sense, like, one of his talking points is he wants to bring back industry into localized markets. So, like, you know, because we don't really have pulp and paper anymore in North America because it's all farmed over in, like, Europe and overseas somewhere. And, like, same thing with cars and everything. Like, everything is coming in. Very little is getting made local and staying here. So I believe part of that comes from he wants to make it so localized owners would have more benefits to afford to compete with an overseas market, you know what I mean? So in a sense, but then you sell it a certain way, it looks like he wants to benefit rich people. Mm-hmm. Because you would be rich if you're running a fucking automotive industry fucking giant, right? So it's trippy, like, it's so... But they don't talk about any of those issues, like, exactly, like, there's an example, like, nothing like that is discussed about, like, what they're actually going to do about stuff. Because they're just too busy being like, she's a fucking lying cunt, I'm going to put her in jail. Like...
You cheated the system, you made the system, I'm not going to fix it.
Yeah. You fucked it up, and I'm here to fucking take advantage of it. To the point where now I'm almost taking your seat. Which is kind of like, I feel like there's this, like, poetic irony to the situation where it's like, yeah, your capitalist culture that's been enabled by all this legislature has created this fucking monster. He's coming and he's becoming the host. Like, he's a parasite that's, like, completely finished its cycle. It's getting to the head of the fucking monster, up into the brains, you know? It's like when those ants climb up to be eaten by the birds, you know?
Oh, it's retarded.
Brutal. But
I don't pay attention to it, and I'm happy I don't, because if I actually was interested enough in it, I'd go mad.
Yeah, it is maddening, but I think that's why there's so much mania over it. Like, people get wrapped up into it. It's like a giant narrative, like, deeper than, like, Marvel Universe. You know what I mean? You couldn't look into the story of Peter Parker enough, right, to, like, stay interested, but any of these major political players, you could get lost for years in everything that they've been involved with, and everything that then branches out into, you know, because it's giant, like,
web.
Yeah, and it's, you know, marred with, you know, hidden documents and misinformation, and so like people work for years on little tiny parts of this, like all this shit. So yeah, you're right. Like it is maddening, and that's why I usually don't pay attention to this kind of stuff. But at the same point, like I did watch the debate because it was presented in a way that is like
UFC 200.
Yeah, like I don't need to know shit about the issues because I don't think these people do. Like they're just saying like fuck you, like
verbal onslaughts.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, if that's any, you should at least like check the highlights because it's literally like.
Oh, and I'm sure someone's got it fucking all snipped together and like.
Yeah, like after the first debate, I didn't watch it live, but I watched the highlights. I was like, it's just like fucking UFC, man. I didn't watch the event. I just watched the highlights. Like, and it's literally like the high kicks of verbal fucking like jousting. But fucking Donald's got the brutal style, the street style. He's a street fighter brawler. Yeah, you fucking cunt. She's a liar, and I'm gonna put her in jail. And Hillary got the old classic. The classic politician stance. Just like, you're a teacher. You're barely a personal, like, real person. I don't know. It's all madness.
It's fucking...
But it makes...
Politics have became reality TV.
But it does make for interesting, like, art. Like, you see that statue that went up in, like, I don't even remember where it was, but...
The Trump statue?
Yeah,
you were
Trump
talking about that a couple episodes ago.
And the amount of comedic material generated from Donald Trump's, like, political run is, like, gigantic.
Well,
I'll think about all the shows, every sketch comedy thing has done or used, or he is now, like, a staple in history and as a comedic and art, like a figure of interest. Like he's cemented himself in history now, regardless of what happens.
When we seen Seinfeld a couple weeks ago, Mario Joyner opened for him.
Yeah.
And Mario Joyner had a bit on Trump. Like it wasn't a long bit, but he had like some jokes about it. And the long and short of it was, if Trump gets in, I'm moving to Canada. And and
that's like that's like a fucking bumper sticker common saying thing now, man. Like it was a joke for a while, and then it was like, oh, now people are actually like opening dating sites for like getting into Canada, so you can like get your green card, get a Canadian
Trump away site.
Yeah, like, but it's moved from like joke to like, oh no, there's real service now if you're actually that concerned, and some people are,
Well, I mean, Jesus, if that's what like politics have boiled down to, is just fucking bitching back and forth, like.
And it has.
You should be afraid.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, man. Like, what's scary too, what I found is like, Hillary Clinton kept saying like, oh, Russia, oh, it was Russia's fault. Russia, we gotta do something about Russia. And Trump was like, I don't know shit about Russia. I don't mind those guys. They got nothing to do with me. Like, but it was really, it caught me weird. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, don't tell me they wants to like attack fucking Russia now or something like that, right? Spark like World War III or some shit.
Well, I'd say one way or another, there's going to be a fucking riot. Whoever gets in,
there's going to be
whoever gets in, there is going to be a riot from obviously the other side of it.
Because both sides are like radicalized in a sense.
And what's happening. It's retarded to think about it, but like, who's to say nothing's going to happen? Because everyone's too distracted with all this fucking shit.
It's brutal. Like I fully expect either. Like you're right.
Like if she's fucking bitching about Russia, and then and say if she gets in and Trump goes down, Trump's side's gonna fucking revolt and go into riot. While now she's aiming at Russia. Russia could say, "Well, no, fuck it, they're distracted right now. Let's fucking do something about it." You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's fucking retarded to think about it.
You read Dawn the night after, but you don't know, man. Like crazier things have happened in history. And they've already said like they're scared of like Russia has said they're worried about if she gets in office, like they have legitimate concerns if she.
Well, there you go. Like if they're obviously instantly like threatened if she gets in, then they're gonna bite back. Like and they're not, Russia's not gonna give a fuck.
Yeah, and Russia's like still like the whole scary thing about them is like if like they're back like they've got allies with China, right, and that's like a huge economic superpower. That could crush they could economically crush the US, right? In a lot of ways, like the whole petrodollar thing, if they push for that.
What's on, buddy?
Oh my, yeah, we're talking doom and gloom, but it's too much, I know.
Fucking
it's all bad politics
and
see, it's a dark storm of badness to the point where the child's not like happy. He
it.
knows his badness, and it's all fueling that like big, medium, stupid monster machine of the ridiculous fucking dog and pony show bullshit. Because I think it's all figured out anyway. So yeah, talking about more fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
We're gonna be at the Burin Expo. Probably not running a tournament, but you'll be able to pick up your cards and play a game at the table. Come sit and play with the creators and the staffs at what makes the hero modes.
Have some games. It's only 6 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only noon to 6, so we're only going to be out there for a little while. But drop by, pick up a pack, play some games. There's no special card this event, but probably the next major one we get into, I'm going to try and make sure we got a special card for anyone who knows what's up about special cards. If you've got one of the first 100, you can come by and get one. Or maybe, you know, if you're nice, we'll just give you one, maybe. Maybe. Because we're going to do limited runs, these really special cards. And hopefully now next year the second volume will be out, but that also depends on the development with everything else, because I like to have more characters that are, like, in the content ready, so that there's more characters for us to use for the next set. But I got so many ideas brewing, and even just from the animatics that some people may have seen from Avalon Expo, a lot of those characters I've already got pegged for like really good abilities and tie-ins and additions to current archetypes from the first set.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, talking about games, what have you been playing?
Recently, I tried Devastation. They gave it on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, you were saying.
It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was either going to be straight like, here's your start to finish level, like your stage,
like Devil May Cry
type thing, or it was going to be just like completely open world. But it's kind of like in between, like while you're running around this like semi-linear city, like you do something and it's like, oh, mission 1 complete.
Okay.
But it doesn't tell you like you're on a mission. Like I could
it's
just
sandbox though, is it?
Well, kind of. I could be just running through an alley. Enemies could pop out. I kill the enemies. Like, oh, mission complete. It's like, what? Didn't tell me it was a mission in the first place. It was just, I guess, like...
Yeah, that's a bit awkward.
Right?
It's a bit funny. To just be like, good job, you did
Yeah, it's like, and it ranks you and everything, and you get, like, extra credits and shit like that. And
but it just happens.
It just happens, and it doesn't announce.
That's so weird.
It's like you fall into an area, and an enemy attacks you, you kill the enemies. It's like, oh, you got a rank A on this mission. Congratulations. It's like, what?
I'm going to have to check that out, because that actually does intrigue me a bit to see how they, like, grade a system but let it flow like that. So, yeah, I got to play that after.
Well... I'm used to games like, you know, awarding you extra credits for like no, don't use a special or don't use an item or something like that. But like from what I can tell, other than taking damage, you lose points. But everything else is
combo streaks and shit.
Yeah, it's like use your ultimate, use your rush attack, use your vehicle attack. Like as long as you use multiples, like you just get extra bonus points.
Sounds solid.
But it's not quite what I was thinking it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like I said, do a stage, you move on to the next area, do a stage. But like, I'm still in the first like chapter, I guess, which is just the city.
Oh, okay.
Right, and it's mostly just driving around, picking up items and shooting random enemies.
What do you? So how would you rate it? I say like, would it be a game that you'd be like recommend?
I wouldn't buy it.
No, not a buy.
No, not for me. Not a purchase for me.
No, I've been playing fucking more of Eternal Crusade now that they've actually gotten full launch. So yeah, anyone could get in on that action now. Really fun fucking game, man. Like, but partially because I was such a Warhammer nerd, I think. But it's like an open battlefield style game, like fast play. Like you seen, I just jumped in.
It looked like Battlefront.
Yeah,
like
totally.
Because I played Star Wars Battlefront for a while, so.
And I love that style of game. Like,
yeah.
But it's almost like Battlefront. Halo-ish, because the character's a little bit tougher, slower moving. There's like melee is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, melee.
Oh well, yeah, because you got a couple times I watched you play. You dodged from like the claw and the sword,
the power claw, and that's what's again Warhammer nerddom coming out. Like I already know like the hierarchy of melee weapons, like the strength of like when I see a power claw or a power fist, I know like, oh, that thing hits super crazy hard. versus like seeing a chainsword, which is like it's like that thing's scary, but it's not like an apocalyptic hit like a fucking power sword or like a power claw or an axe or something. So they managed to design the game where the tabletop strengths still kind of relate and it has the same feel. And now again, nerding out, just waiting to see all the extra units from the game make their way in, the other armies make their way in. And there's a PvE like co-op game too where you can go against like a Tyranid horde infestation. It's like you and like 4 or 5 people group up, y'all pick your classes and try to make through the like dungeon style.
So is there like an actual campaign to the game?
No, but it's like you can think of it like a little bit like Gears of War horde mode in a sense, but it's like progresses through points.
Okay.
And or like Left 4 Dead. Like the way Left 4 Dead is structured, you know, it's like it's a level, but it's not like a campaign. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like, or was it like Left 4 Dead? Were those like levels in a story?
I believe so. I mean, they're like their own pocket story, weren't they?
Yeah, but it wasn't like this one goes to this one, goes to this one, goes to this one, or was it?
I don't remember.
Well, so in Warhammer it's not, because it's just like a more general universe. And it works because the idea of the Warhammer universe is that they're so fucking vast, there's so many of everything that, like, yeah, it is just like a guy dies and that's it, and now, like, another guy comes along, you know?
I like the idea of what you were saying for the way the orcs work when it gets down to the end of a match.
The WOG.
Because like where they're supposed to be like endless hordes that feature fits that nicely.
And and they're making it really good. Like it was a little imbalanced for a while. The Eldar were actually really OP because they had like their fastest moving. They had the best tanks because they can fly and like decimate fucking vehicles and stuff. But they also had like the swooping hawk, which can basically just float, like fly, and like, stop anywhere and like.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I played that one. When I was playing Eldar, I played that one a lot because it's fun. But you can get shot down easily enough. But yeah, fun as shit game. Like so many units, and it's exciting to see like I said, the potential that they add because there's so many. Even on all the armies that they have now, like they don't have all the core units covered for all the factions.
I was gonna ask that if you pick say Chaos Marines, do they have like all the Chaos Marine stuff available right now? And
you unlock some by like ranking up and that advancement tree. You actually unlock like veteran classes, which are special units that you can spawn, but you're only allowed to spawn them like once a game.
Oh, okay. So it's your hero.
Well, it's not even. There's going to be apparently heroes after again. Like there's going to be like veterans, champions, and heroes,
and the demon princes and stuff like that.
Yeah, like so. That's why I'm waiting. I can't wait to see the scale, like, because they've done a really good job of like making everything feel powerful. So I can imagine how epic it's going to be to see a hero on the battlefield. Like how much they'll actually blow through people and like, because similar like Battlefront. Like when you see like Vader on the field, it's scary because you know he can just like wipe people out, you know.
I think
Skywalker
Luke was the harder one.
Is he? Yeah.
In Battlefront. Now, unless they balanced it afterwards, but actually the range characters were the better ones. Like Leia, pretty sure was the top one.
Oh, I had no idea. I wouldn't really get into it that much. Like this is more my sci-fi fucking warfare setup, just because it's so fucking metal. And other than that, I've been like playing that, working on shit, and watching a bit more Twitch lately.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, I think, Twitch is fucking something else when it comes to, like, home
viewing.
You
were watching something when I came in. I was going to ask you what it was.
First was Dota, because, like, I was just interested in it, because I don't even know how to really play Dota. I know it's, like, heroes and other kind of MOBAs, but I tried it once before, and it never really clicked with me. It seemed really, like, I know they're longer games, and the system is a little bit more hard, like, as far as like last to hit and like the builds and all that. So it seemed a little bit more impenetrable compared to like Heroes of Storm was super friendly. Like it's really hard to fuck up a game in that, like because where it's like shared XP and all this stuff, like, and you can't really build wrong. You just build a different way and that's it. Like you could build, you know, better, but you can't like fuck it up terribly. Well, you kind of can, but not like the way you can in League or Dota, where you could buy like completely useless shit for your guy, you know. It's not that open. But yeah, that's it for this evening. Catch us on theheromode.com. Get us on YouTube. Subscribe on iTunes. Get us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, @hero_mode. Look for us at Burin Expo. Check that out. And until next time.
Out. Right, baby?